Within 6 hours of your last drink, your body begins a measurable sequence of physiological changes. Most people have never seen the full 72-hour picture. Here it is.
James was not a heavy drinker by clinical definition. 2 to 3 drinks 4 nights a week. He decided to stop for 60 days to see what would happen to his sleep, his energy, his body composition.
Hour 6. Blood alcohol reaches 0. The liver shifts priority from processing alcohol to processing stored fat. Insulin sensitivity begins improving almost immediately.
By hour 12, sleep architecture begins to change. Alcohol suppresses REM sleep even in moderate quantities. As it clears your system, the brain begins recovering its normal sleep cycle structure. Most people notice deeper sleep within the first 2 nights. James used a sleep tracker. By night 3, his deep sleep percentage had increased from 11% to 22%. His REM duration increased by 38 minutes per night. Same bed, same schedule, no alcohol. Hour 24, blood pressure begins dropping. In regular moderate drinkers, alcohol elevates blood pressure systemically. Within 24 hours of stopping, the cardiovascular system begins recalibrating. The effect is measurable and clinically significant.
James measured his blood pressure on day 1 and again on day 3. The systolic number had dropped 9 points in 72 hours. His doctor had been considering whether to discuss medication.
Hour 48, the liver has cleared the backlog of metabolic waste produced by alcohol processing. It returns to its primary functions, filtering bleeding blood, regulating blood sugar, and producing proteins and for immune function. Nina described it as the fog clearing. She said she had attributed the fog to stress, to age, to sleep. She had not connected it to the 2 glasses of wine with dinner 4 nights a week. Hour 72, skin hydration increases measurably. Alcohol is a diuretic that depletes cellular hydration. After 72 hours without alcohol, cellular water balance is restored. Dermatologists can measure the difference in skin moisture levels. It is not subtle.
3 measurable, visible changes in 72 hours. Better sleep, lower blood pressure, improved skin hydration. These are not subjective, these are lab-measurable, clinically documented changes that occur within 3 days. At the end of 60 days, James had lost 4 kilograms without changing his diet or his training. His sleep quality score had increased by 31%. His blood pressure was in the normal range for the first time in 4 years.
This is not a video about whether you should drink. That is your decision. This is a video about what the physiology actually does in the 72 hours after stopping, so you have the information. Subscribe to Vital Years for more of the research that actually changes what you do. For context beyond 72 hours, at 1 week, liver fat begins reducing measurably. At 2 weeks, immune function markers improve. At 1 month, cardiac inflammation markers decrease. The 72-hour window is just the beginning of the biological repair sequence. If you are wondering whether moderate drinking is affecting you, the most direct answer the research has is this. Try 30 days without it and measure what changes. Sleep, pressure, energy, skin quality, and body composition, all have will tell you what the theory. The sitting position that has the strongest association with chronic low back pain, hip flexor dysfunction, and reduced spinal disc health is not crossed legs. It is not hunching over a keyboard. It is posterior pelvic tilt, and almost every person in a standard chair right now is doing it.
This is what it looks like. The pelvis tilts backward. The lumbar curve flattens or reverses. The hip flexors shorten. The glutes stop activating. The entire posterior chain begins adapting to a position the human spine was not designed to hold for 6 to 8 hours a day.
This is what is happening inside the disc when you sit in posterior tilt for extended periods. The compressive load shifts to the back of the disc. The nuclear years, this is a contributing factor in disc herniation.
The correction is simpler than most people expect. Sit at the very front edge of the chair. Let your feet be flat on the floor with your hips slightly above your knees. Feel your pelvis rotate forward until you feel your lower back curve naturally inward.
Tom said it felt strange. Elena said it would for approximately 2 weeks. The muscles that have been lengthened and shortened by years of posterior tilt need time to recalibrate to their correct resting length.